Hello, Flosstube. I'm back for another Flosstube update. If you are new to my channel, welcome. You will find both videos of my card making that I do with Stampin' Up. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And then if it says Flosstube, then it's my cross stitch. So today is a Flosstube video. It is number 22. If I look over here, I've got my notes of what I want to be sure and tell you so I don't forget. So let's just get started. I've got some updates, and then I decided last night while I was watching basketball, before I started watching basketball, to start my own March Madness. I've seen several other Flosstubers do their version of March Madness, and I decided I wanted to do that while the real March Madness was going on, because we love basketball at my house. So, and then I have a bunch of haul to show you, because I stopped today at my local needlework store. It's Shepherd's Needle in Little Rock, Arkansas, and I picked up all my market stuff, so lots of things to show you. So let's get started. So in one of the Facebook groups that I'm in called Semi-Sane Stitchers, there's a year-long task where you pick some type of sampler or something. I think it was supposed to be floral, but I'm sorry, I don't remember for sure now. And you do a piece of it every month. So I've been doing the Jeanette Douglas mini bouquet sampler. And so I almost have, and I will insert a picture of what it looked like before, but I almost have, whoops, let's get this thread out of the way. I almost have March done. I was missing one of the colors, one of the floss colors, crescent, whatever they're called now. It's just escaped me. Classic Colorworks. So I picked that up, so I should be able to finish this now, but this is March. And then I was going up and trying to finish some of the border, because I don't want to leave that all to the end. But that's my monthly. I try and keep up with that every month. So far, I'm doing pretty well. Like I said, I'm almost done with March. I have stuff all over the table. All right, and then the next thing I want to show you is the second Whip Go project. So I'm also in Whip Go. If you don't know, Whip Go is like bingo, and you pick, I think it's 25 whips or works in progress that you have, and put them in a square, and every month they call two numbers, and you work on those whips for that month, and you set your own goals. For me, I just made them all the same to make it easy. So for each number that's called, I worked 10 hours on that project. So this was my second one. I already showed you, I think, on the last Flosstube, and it's been a little longer than I had hoped between Flosstubes, but I went on a cruise. I was hoping to get one done before I left, but it just didn't happen. So this is Journey into the Deep. So I will try and post a picture of what the full project. This was a mystery stitch along when I did it, or when I started it. And so I don't have the full color photo, but I can find one online and I'll insert it there. And then I'll also insert where I started. But I pretty much did all of, I think there was a little bit of this done, but the rest of this I did. And, oh, I forgot to tell you, I did write down how much time I spent on each one in the stitch count for that mini bouquet sampler. It was 14.5 hours since the last Flosstube, and 1,481 stitches. And for this one, it was 12 hours. I ended up working a couple hours more, but only 841 stitches, because I got off on one of these and I had to rip out a whole bunch. So there was lots of unstitching and restitching on this one, but I'm still pleased. I made some progress. And then that's the nice thing about this Whip Go, is I put projects that I hadn't touched. I mean, it's been years since I've worked on this one, and it was so fun to get it out. The bad thing about Whip Go is you start working on it, like, I want to keep working on it. I don't want to work on my other things. But hopefully, you know, just by working on it some for Whip Go, then it will make me want to get it out at another time too. All right, so that was my second February Whip Go. And then I did work some more on my Heaven and Earth. Again, I will insert a picture of what it's going to look like and where I was last time. And this month I worked on it since the last Flosstube, I worked on it for 9.5 hours, and I did 772 stitches. And here's where I am. So let me show you close up And then if you pull it back, it's a little easier to see. So you can see this is branches. This is now the building starting, part of the roof line. It's amazing, you know, you work and work and work on it like I can't make any sense of this. And then when you just kind of step back for a minute, oh, and then right here, this dark part is the start of one of the windows. So it's starting to get fun. I mean, it's always fun, but I'm starting to get into even more things. I need to work on it some this month. I don't think I've worked on it too much in March, and it's also for the Semi-Sane Facebook group. You pick a focus project and you're supposed to get 1,000 stitches. At least you get an entry into their drawing for every 1,000 stitches, and I haven't made 1,000 stitches on this one this month. So I need to get busy on that. But I have March Madness now. So we'll see. All right. Then my first, I didn't bring what my second one is. I'll have to show that to you next time. My first March WIPCO number is Red Lady Pirate. So this is what it'll look like. This is a Mirabilia. Probably my favorite designer. I mean, I love lots of different things, but mirrors are probably my favorite. Again, I'll put a picture in of what it looked like before. And here is what it looks like now. Let me show you the whole thing. And I worked, sorry, this is hard to do. Over here, so I got all of this. This is like land and then ocean and a little bit of her hair. So I got all that part done. And this one, I worked on it for 11 hours and got 1,120 stitches in. She's gorgeous, just gorgeous. And of course I really debated on whether to put in the back stitch on her face because it looks kind of funny with just, you know, an eyeball but no back stitching around it. But I didn't. I usually wait and do that at the end. And I do all the beading at the end. I don't try and do it because I work in a Q-snap. I don't try and do beading while I go. Okay, so that is just the normal whips that I worked on. Now let's get into March Madness. This was so fun. And I tried to pick all small projects. I have so many big projects that I work on that I thought it would be fun for March Madness to just pick some little ones and maybe I can get something done because I have no finishes to show you this time. All right, so I again just did my own version of it. So I just picked 8 projects and I'm going to work on one each night of the 4 nights of basketball this weekend and then the 4 nights of basketball next weekend. And I'm just going to keep track of how many stitches I do on each one. And so, I mean, I can show you the bracket if you care. So then each one, whoever has the most stitches will move on. So then I'll have a final 4. And then those 4, I'll work on them the next weekend of basketball. I don't know. I'm just going to work on them. So it'll give me some chance, again, some things I haven't worked on for a while. So last night was the first night. And so let me show you the 2 that are going to go up against each other. So this is Year of Celebration. This is the original one. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I'm working on May. And I didn't take these out of the plastic. I didn't take my needlework one, my market ones out because it was too many and it would take too long. So May, Year of Celebration May, is going to go up against March Quaker. And this is from Needle Art by Wendy. And I just picked up, so this is March. I haven't started any of these, but they look like they would go pretty quickly. But I decided to go ahead and start with March. I just picked up April and May today at my LNS, so I'll show you those when I get to my haul. So again, I'll put in a picture of where I was on May. So this is the one I worked on last night. I made some good progress. All I had before last night was the word May and then some of these green lines. So I got all these flowers done and these little butterflies done. So that one, I did 172 stitches. So we'll see how much I get done on the March Quaker tonight, and that will tell us who moves on to the next round. All right, so the next 2 that are up against each other are, this was a market from last year, the year before, I don't remember, it's by Rovaris, and it's a daisy. It was, I think, a limited edition. And I think, which one am I starting on? I think I'm starting on the top the top of that little pot. Again, I haven't worked on these yet because they haven't come. It hasn't come to their night in March Madness yet. But this is where I will be starting when I work on it. This will be this Saturday night. So that's where that one will start for its March Madness. And then it is going to be going up against, this is an old Lizzie Kate one I've had for a while. Sorry, I am going to pull it out because the fabric is inside of it. It's a whole little kit, so I'm just going to pull out everything. So this is a new start. It's also for the Semi-Sane group. So it's just got some cream. I'm not sure what it is, but here's I'm trying not to lose any of the pieces. Here's what it will look like. It's called Hip Hop. So it's just a fun little Easter one, but it comes with this fun fabric and some trim and some buttons. So it was just all this little kit. All right, let me see if I can get this. At least I better put the buttons back away or I'll lose them. So that will be Sunday night's project. So then whoever gets the most stitches between Daisy and this will move on to the next round. All right, then next weekend, we have a couple of houses going up against each other. The first one is another new start, and it is part of the Main Street series from Country Cottage, and this is the post office. And it's done on, I think it's Star Sapphire. Let me put it up behind this so you can see. It's just a pretty soft bluish green. I've only done one of these so far, but I did bring it just so I could show you. So they're really cute. And I am doing these ones all individually so I can make them into a little village somewhere someday. I think there's like 10 or 12 of them. 10, I think there's 10 of them. So I have a ways to go. So that post office will be going up against a hands-on design block party. And this is home. Sorry, that's kind of a dark picture anyway. So you can see a little better when I show you what I've done. So this is what I have done so far. And this is the big piece that goes around the sides. So you have a couple of pieces to stitch. You have this that goes all the way around, and then you have this top part that are two different pieces that you stitch. So I'm working on the side piece right now. So then whoever wins between home and the post office will move on to the next round. All right. Last pairing. Like I said, I only picked out 8, just doing one a night this weekend and next weekend. This is another new start. I have a niece that's getting married this summer, so I thought it would be fun to do something for her. Her mom used to stitch, but doesn't stitch anymore. My sister used to stitch, but she doesn't anymore. So I thought it would be fun to do something for them for their wedding. So this is Today Forever. And like I said, it's a new start. So I just have fabric. Whoops. Fabric and the floss. And I think I'm doing it all. Yeah, I'm doing it all with the called for fancy floss. I had to pick up a few of those. No, I didn't. I had those already. I had picked them up earlier. And it is going against another one that I haven't stitched on for a long time. And this is Cross Stitch Nation. And I know I've seen lots of ladies doing this. I think I've seen some on Flosstube that are doing it kind of as a round robin. Excuse me. Or they're doing each person to represent somebody they know. But this is where I will be starting from. Those dresses take a while. There's a lot of stitching in those dresses. So that will be going up against the wedding one, and whichever wins of those will move on to the final 4. All right, so that's all my whips or my March Madness plans. So let me show you my market haul. There's a lot. I had so much fun. All right, so I kind of went crazy with Primrose Cottage. So I have a bunch of those. So we'll start with those. This is a new little series. There's, excuse me, 4 of them. So this is Hello Spring. I'm sorry, I have to kind of do them at a slant so they're not too glary. Hello Summer. They're really cute and they look like they would stitch up quickly. Hello Autumn. And Hello Santa. So those would be cute to put in my dough bowl every season. Sorry, I think I just shook the camera on you. And then the next Primrose Cottage is Happy Independence Day. So that's a fun 4th of July one. I love the way they framed it too, with that rustic wood frame. And Summertime. So this, I'll probably do this on a different fabric. I'll pick out some fun fabric for it instead of just the white. I don't stitch too much just on white. And this is ABC. I love bee stuff. I need to get more. I have a lot of bee patterns, but I have not completed many bee things, so I need to do that so I can put those out in the summer. And then this is the last Primrose Cottage Hive Rules. Isn't that fun? I think these are all showing up backwards. I thought I had this set so they wouldn't. I apologize for that. All right, then a couple of Silver Creek samplers. This one is Flying Lesson. It's a Halloween one. It is so cute. Isn't that fun? So since it's backwards, it says Dusk to Dawn, Fly by Night Aviation Institute, established 1622. That'll be fun. And it looks like they've done it on some fun fabric too. Let's see what they did it on. Hazelwood from Fiber on a Whim. I haven't heard of that color. I've heard of Fiber on a Whim. And then the other Silver Creek sampler I got was Counting on Love. So that's a nice one. I bought that because I might do it for my youngest son. He's not engaged, but he has a steady girlfriend and they're definitely talking about marriage. So hopefully in the next 1.5 years or so, we'll have a wedding. This one is the next one. This really wasn't from Market, but it's the next one in A Year in the Woods. So it's number 4. It's the raccoon. I think, I can't decide between this and the fox, which is my favorite, but he is adorable. I mean, look at that raccoon. He is so cute. I didn't look to see if he uses, yeah, he does use a couple of fancy floss, so I'll have to get some of those. All right, now on to others. So this is Erica Michael, Stitch All the Things. So you can, I'll do it as a pillow. I won't do it as a, I forgot what you call those now. And I did go ahead and get the ruler twill that goes around the bottom of the pillow there. Because if you don't get it when it first comes out, sometimes you can't find it later. Cause, you know, if you're not planning on stitching it right away, you may not be able to find it. All right, I got a couple of Plum Street. I actually also ordered the Corgi one, but they have run out of those, so they're supposed to be getting that. You know, she's going to be shipping it soon, so I'll get it. It's not like I needed it to start, you know, today or any of these, but it's so fun to go pick them all up. So this is Plum Street Samplers. I was lucky enough to go to an event in Tulsa where she was, where Paulette was one of the designers, and she is so nice. But this is Thistle House. I love house patterns. I mean, I know it takes a while to stitch those houses, but I just love them. And then this is my garden house. And I might try and finish it into a drum because I like it that way. It looks cute. It'd be cute to set around. All right, those were all the Plum Street. Then I have, this is a Heart and Hand Seasonal Etchings. Oops. Isn't that fun? I just really like the colors and the motifs in this. It's really a fun one. I didn't open it up to see. It looks like, yeah, it looks like fancy floss because I see some variegation in there. And this is Hello from Liz Matthews. It was just a real cute spring one. It's called Berry Patch. I think I'm gonna have to live forever to stitch everything. This is from With Thy Needle and Thread, Seasons of the Heart. So I'll have to show you both sides. This is spring and summer. Yep, spring and summer on the front. Sorry. And then on the back, autumn and winter. They're so neat. And again, houses. I love houses. All right, then of course I had to get several hands-on design because she's one of my favorites. I also was lucky enough to go to an event where Kathy was the designer, and she is also a fabulous, fun lady. She's very sweet. All right, hands-on design. This is 4th, so it's a 4th of July one. And it's another one of those block party like that one I showed you I was going to do in March Madness. And I did go ahead and pick up the pins. I never remembered to do that, but this time I said, yeah, go ahead and get me the pins. Because I have a bunch of these block parties I don't have the pins for, so hopefully I can still get them. And then the next one I got was in her banner series, and this is Red, She Said. So it's just three pieces to the banner, and then I did pick up the floss that goes with it too. They had a floss pack, so I picked that up. And then this one, I wasn't going to get this one, and then I watched her Flosstube, what she was talking about. I was like, okay, now I have to get that. I mean, how cute is that? I have the beach one, so I'm like, I have to get this. This is Resting Stitch Face. And yes, it does look like her. She said, yeah, it is supposed to look like her, like Kathy. All right, and then the last hands-on design I got was the new Year of Celebration. So the project I worked on last night was the original Year of Celebrations, and but I love this new one. So I think I'm going to give away. I have only like 4 left of that original Year of Celebrations to do. So I think I'm going to do those and give them away. And then I'm going to do these for myself. So this is the new, this is Year of Celebrations 2, or yeah, season 2. Oh, this is going to be really hard for you to see. But they are so fun. And they finished them. I watched her Flosstube. This is like a canvas that they finished them on. And I may look for like just a block that I could paint white if it's not already white. So those will be fun to do. And then these were not market necessarily, but I just picked up the next in the series. And this is that Quaker series I was showing you. I'm doing the March one for part of March Madness. So this is April. Again, they don't look like they would take too long. They're just real sweet little Quakers. And then this is May. I should have brought the floss in because I did pick up some of the floss for these. So those are really cute. I'll continue to get those. And then I did go ahead and they had a cookbook, and it has some, I won't show you really, but it's got patterns and recipes in it. I don't want to show you any actual patterns. But it looked like it had some good recipes and some cute patterns, so it was only $8, so I picked it up. Okay, that's it. That was a lot. Like I said, I had so much fun. I had to work this morning, and I was like, I'm ready to go so I can go pick up my market stuff. Okay, I think that is it. Oh, I'm sorry, I just shook the camera again. I think that is it. Hopefully I will be back in 2 weeks. So by that point, I will know my final 4 for the March Madness. Yeah, so I can show you who won those. I don't really do much on Instagram, so I didn't want to try and do a vote. So I'm just doing it strictly on how many stitches, because I have to count my stitches for the cross stitch groups I'm in on Facebook. So I'll know how much I stitched on it, and I can move them on that way. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this look into my whips and my March Madness and my haul. And I will see you hopefully in a couple weeks. Thanks. Bye.